Hello everyone, I just wanted to leave some parting words with you at the end of this intercession course. It's right now 10:43 a.m. on Sunday the 15th. That means you have a little over an hour to complete the final project and get any other work that you hadn't yet been able to complete in on Blackboard. Noon is the cutoff, just so that I can calculate grades and get everything finished up for this intercession before summer courses begin tomorrow. Um, I apologize for the background noise. I'm working in Starbucks this morning out of necessity. Campus isn't even open today. Um, but I really just wanted to say thank you for all of your hard work over the last couple of weeks. I really enjoy intercessions because I feel like, for better or worse, all of us can really be focused on the course because it's the only one that we're doing for the 2-week period. It is admittedly intensive because we're cramming all of the information that's usually packed into a 15-week semester into 2 weeks. We're trying to cover all of New Mexico history from time immemorial to the present, essentially. But I think we had a lot of really deep and insightful discussions online in various places in the class. I really enjoyed the discussion board format this time around. I'd done something different in the past, and I felt like adding the kind of creative element to this one. For me, it was much more enjoyable to read. I thought that your comments were much more insightful than sometimes they had been in the past, when I had a much more kind of cut and dry, straightforward discussion forum about just the material that we've been learning about in class. If you have time and you're interested and you don't mind, I would love to hear your feedback on the discussion board, things you thought worked well about it, things that could be improved, so that I can continue to improve on it for the future. Thinking about that discussion, many of you posted to discussion 7, the one about historical photographs. That one was specifically looking at the era of the Great Depression. And I wanted to point something out to you, as again, it's just the kind of parting thought about not only New Mexico history, but how we do history in the digital age. One of the things that I was hoping to get us to think about there was that historical photographs are ubiquitous. They're very easily available online these days. You can just do a Google search, which I'm sure many of us did, to find those images. The problem, though, is that with that digital access, it's also easy to Photoshop them. It's also easy to alter them and change them and take them out of the context in which they were created. And so that's one issue that historians really have to think about hard in this digital era, not just with photographs, but even with archives. A lot of archival materials being digitized and put online, but it can be taken out of its context that way. Even newspapers, when they become searchable by term, you could just look for certain words rather than reading through the newspaper and trying to figure out, where is this editor, this newspaper editor, coming from, what political positions he or she hold. Those kinds of questions are important for the 19th century, especially, I think. So again, the point I'm trying to get at is that we have to really be critical of these sources and also think about what the media through which we get them, or how the media through which we get them, alters their meaning and may or may not take them out of context. I'm not picking on Melissa here, but because she did a very good job on that discussion 7 of putting the image that she chose into the context of what we had learned in the Mile and the other readings and videos that we had for the unit on the Great Depression. She did an excellent job there, but the image that she chose had been photoshopped. And so I put some comments in that thread on the discussion board, again, just things that we can think about. And I think, again, Melissa, you did an excellent job of working with that image and explaining what it was supposed to convey, because it was photoshopped to convey a historical reality. Mexicans and Mexican Americans were mistreated, were deprived of due process in many instances, as we learned about during the Great Depression in those repatriation campaigns. but the image isn't true to what it actually was. So again, something to think about. What does that mean? What does that tell us? Is it wrong that someone photoshopped that? Maybe not, but also maybe it doesn't, and well, actually it doesn't convey the actual context and truth of what the image was when it was created. So things to think about as we leave this term. I hope that you've all enjoyed the class. I know that it's been a whirlwind and difficult 2 weeks in a lot of ways, but I again wanted to say thank you. I appreciate your work. I'll be reading your final projects this afternoon after lunch and providing feedback on those then. So as always, let me know if you have any questions or thoughts, and thanks again.